Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. It has been a hot minute since we've been on the Hearthstone train. I've been a little bit sick. We tried to come back a little bit too early, but it's good to finally be back. We're feeling a lot more clean, my throat's a lot more cleaned up, we're not coughing too much, and we've got a really sweet deck here for y'all. It's InameAsOne's Shudderwock Shaman. Obviously, Shudderwock Shaman took a pretty big hit with the nerf to Saronite Chain Gang, but it's still an interesting late game card. You know, it represents still an extremely powerful late game when combined with a lot of cards that gain you resources, with cards like Kalamos, with cards like Hagatha as well. Can double as like you know, clearing out the entire board, but also getting you some form of value. And InameAsOne has gone for a very, very Battlecry heavy list here. Pretty much every minion in this deck has some form of Battlecry in one way or another, and I think that's really exciting. I think our Shudderwocks are going to have a lot of value, and I do really like that quite a lot. We'll go through some of the card selections here and talk a little bit about them. We've got the Fireflies and Witch's Apprentice at the 1-drop slot. I think this is probably the ideal selection, and we will probably be relying on these Witch's Apprentices to high roll a little bit in the early game, because our early game is, look, up until Volcano, it's going to be pretty dicey against some of those more aggressive decks. On the 2-drop, just Menacing Nimbus here. Not doing anything with like Primal Fin Totems or anything like that. And once again, this is, you know, if this is the only 2-drop in the deck, then we are going to have to lean on it pretty heavily. We're probably going to have to mulligan pretty aggressively for some early game plays, so we don't get run over. Onto the 3-drops, where things start expanding a little bit. We've got some Tar Creepers in here. Hopefully this will allow us to get you know, set up our walls, stop stem the bleeding, as it were. And just defend ourselves. Is an elemental as well, which will come into play a little bit later. We've also got Farsight, which is an excellent play against a lot of these more controlling decks, particularly if we can hit, you know, many of these cards that do cost more than 3. And considering we only have 6 that cost less than 3, it should be pretty good. Bog Slosher, I think this card really combines quite well with a lot of, you know, Grumble, with Shudderwock and these types of things. If our opponent does leave a Shudderwock in play, they are probably going to regret it, with so many ways to recycle and reuse that Shudderwock. I'm definitely excited for that. And Healing Rain, of course, if we are going to be taking a lot of damage and sacrificing a lot of our early game, we certainly want Healing Rain here to top us back up and you know, efficiently get us back into where we want to be. Now, the curious card in here, a card that I was actually really excited, one of the reasons I wanted to play this deck was because it has Zentimo in it. I've been really wanting to play a Zentimo deck for quite a while, but one hasn't really come up. And unfortunately, I don't think this is the right deck for Zentimo. As you can see, it's 3 mana, 1/3. Whenever you target a minion with a spell, cast it again on its neighbors. So really good if you want to, you know, hey, right here, Rockbite a weapon. You Rockbite a weapon Zentimo or the Tar Creeper that's next to him, and it applies the buff to both of them. Fantastic. Or if you look at it on the opponent's side, you know, we've got these hexes here. We hex one of our opponent's minions, it's going to hex 3 of their minions, which can be a super strong play. However, that's really the only targeted spell that we have in here, just Hex. So I'm kind of a bit confused. Obviously, we can roll some off of Witch's Apprentice, we can roll some off of Hagatha, but that's really the only targeted spell in the list, and I'm not sure if that on its own makes Zentimo worth the slot. You know, we could definitely be playing like, you know, Stonehill Defenders in here to help shore up this early game. We could, you know, get a, I don't know, a Lich King in here or something if we wanted more late game power. So this Zentimo seems a little bit out of place, so certainly a card that we'll be keeping an eye on whilst we play through with the deck. 5-drop, we got our Volcano, our big kind of equalizer if our opponent is aggressive. Hopefully hitting the Volcano will allow us to turn that corner and start controlling the game. And then we've got, from 6 to 9, we've just got an assortment of awesome late game powerhouses. Fire Elemental, you know, if you've played against Shaman in any way, shape or form, you know how powerful Fire Elemental is. Grumble, krag'wa. Krag'wa also a card that I've been wanting to play with. I think it's quite good with Shudderwock, but you know, we are a pretty spell light deck, so another card we should be keeping an eye out for. A Singleton Reign of Toads. 2 Blaze Callers, which is a nice one. One thing to note is that these Blaze Callers and Fire Elementals, of course, they don't say deal damage to an enemy target, so if we do Shudderwock, whilst we are on low health, and we have some Blaze Callers or Fire Elementals in the pool, got to be aware that we might kill ourselves, which is fine. We've got Alakir in here. Alakir, but no Corpse Takers is an interesting choice. Hagatha, Kalamos, and Shudderwock. So lots of late game power here, so I think the main things we'll be keeping an eye out for, like I said, the Zentimo and the krag'wa, of course, but also just in general how much early game versus late game we have. I think one of the things is definitely going to be trying to balance a deck like this versus, you know, Control Priest and things like that, but also trying to balance it towards, you know, Odd Paladin and a lot of these more aggressive decks. So without further ado, we're going to jump in and play some games with InameAsOne's Shudderwock Shaman. Big shout out to InameAsOne, also for the Magic the Gathering reference. I hope I'm saying it right. Without further ado, let's go!
Shall be mine for Doomhammer.
Okay, here we are with the Shudderwock Shaman. I'm going to keep this Witch's Apprentice, send these Blaze Callers back. Duganson, thank you very much. Unfortunately, Innkeeper is not up, so we won't have a tracker for this game, but I will have one for your next game. Ooh! Ancestral Healing.
Your soul shall suffer.
Looking forward to Zentimo Ancestral Healing. Oh, the double taunt. Happy you're back in action. It's good to be back in action, Duganson. Really good to be back in action.
The calm before the storm.
Hey, Bog Slosher on this Menacing Nimbus or this Witch's Apprentice. Happy to, definitely happy to do that. I think we'll do it, might do Witch's Apprentice? Just because we can redeploy the Witch's Apprentice.
Shelter.
They all die to Hellfire though. So if we suspect that this is like a control warlock, maybe we want to Bog Slosher the Menacing Nimbus instead. I think I've convinced myself. We'll return the Menacing Nimbus. But yeah, whilst I was gone, really wasn't playing too much standard or anything, was just doing some quests, playing some of my favourite, some of the dungeon run, and some other solo content.
Drain away. The calm before the storm.
Ooh. Maybe we'll Bog Slosher this Witch's
You
Apprentice.
belong to the bomb now.
Kind of cycle through some stuff. We do kind of need to keep in mind that I think our opponent will have a bit of a better late game than us. It's Rin. Geist. Shreds nothing. The Geist of the East. We could just get aggressive here and go face. Does feel like we want to maybe trade off this Skulking Geist though. Keep our opponent out of range of Hooked
Drain
Reaver.
away. Drain away. Take
I mean, we'll make them have to tap into Hooked Reaver. Do you just Ancestral Healing this? Sure. Hopefully that messes with our opponent's trade math if they do have like a Hellfire or something like that. Siphon. Okay. Let's see the Volcano.
That didn't go as that didn't go as
Okay. could kill this turn with the Spirit Echo, right? Come to think of it, we probably should have just Spirit Echoed before summoning the totem. We probably don't need the totem to return to hand. But the other option would be to Voltaic Burst, then use the Spirit Echo, so we can attack with the two Rush Boys. And then when one of them dies, goes back to our hand, we can play the other trait here. And I feel like we just go face, right? We have the Alec here. Our opponent's going to need a big frosty bowl of life gain to...
Drain away.
Next turn we have either another Alec here, we've got a Fire Elemental.
Unleash me.
Oh no! Whew, got him. That was a pretty interesting one. Didn't feel like we were too threatened in that game, but we did have a pretty excellent start. We had a good curve with hitting quite a lot of our very few low-cost creatures, including the Nimbus and the Witch's Apprentice. The Bog Slosher really helped us out in that early game too. So yeah, GG's. Well played to our opponent. Okay, here we are with the Shudderwock Shaman up against the Warrior. We'll keep this Tar Creeper just so we have something to do in the early game, but getting the vibe that we're probably going to be up against a more controlling Warrior in this situation. I don't know if it's just me, but every time I see someone with the Magni skin, I'm like, this person's playing Control Warrior. I think in the entire time that Pirate Warrior was a thing in Standard. Yeah, alright. In the entire time that Pirate Warrior was in Standard, I saw one person with the Magni skin playing Pirate Warrior. Every other time it was Control Warrior. Been playing a bunch of Salt and Sanctuary lately. What's Salt and Sanctuary? What is Salt and Sanctuary? It sounds like a kind of demonic-y, Diablo-y sounding kind of thing. Yeah. Dunk. Ooh, I'll play the Tar Creeper here, so next turn we can Menacing Nimbus, Elementary Reaction.
Defend the gates!
Ooh.
The calm before the
2D Dark Souls. Oh, yeah, I think I've seen this. Double Volcano. Not the most useless card to get against Control Warrior, but certainly not the most useful. Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Rush the enemy.
Kind of been around for a couple of years, some videos and screenshots and stuff. Yeah, let's just let this volcano rip.
How long can this go on? How long
Interesting.
can this go on?
Chizzy Gizla. It's pretty unforgiving. The skill tree is also pretty huge, so you can try a lot of builds. Heck, I was watching someone play Skyrim, and just looking at those skill trees really made me want to get back into it. Something about that game. Something about Todd's beautiful creation.
I wonder.
I think we want to use our coin this turn.
didn't go as... You belong to the bar now. That didn't go as...
There is little
Spirit
time.
Echo could be pretty good, I think, if we hit it on the right minions.
Mushroom power!
Fortunately, our opponent... Wow, Fungalmancer. Maybe this is a more, like, mid-rangey, like, Rush Warrior, possibly.
Flames consume you.
Maybe we go for Alakir next turn and then try to, Murmuring Elemental these Blaze Callers. 2016, I think. It looked really good. I'm very bad at video games. I think, as anyone in the comment section on these YouTube videos will tell you. I'm not very good at video games, so especially games like Dark Souls and stuff are very I can appreciate watching them.
Defend the gates.
Trade? Okay, well maybe we'll use this Fourth Light. Seems like a reasonable opportunity, even though our opponent, you know, will kill their own things. Let's get a big body out there. Does overload 2, so we can't deploy Alakir next turn, but maybe we just go for a krag'wa. Whoa, okay. Okay. I mean, we can Zentimo Hex, which might be the play actually. Alternatively, we could Rain of Toads. Sets us up next turn to krag'wa, the Rain of Toads. But we can't, I'm not sure if we can risk that. Or if we have to deal with this Grom. I think we have to deal with the Grom.
I got more.
Actually, they will have a, presumably have a Rush minion to deal with this. We've gone through Crowley, both Militia Commanders, so maybe it's Ziliax. I'm usually not a huge fan of Dark Souls style games, but Salt has local co-op as well, which makes it extra fun. That's awesome. I love co-op games on my... love co-op games. Alright, we're gonna need some toads, I think. Or do we want to go with Alakir? Maybe we go Alakir. Actually, no, I think the toads play better around this Super Collider. Really interesting choice. Kind of mid-rangey deck with a Super Collider.
What to do?
The calm before the storm.
Same, just blasted through Overcooked 2 with some folks. I haven't played Overcooked 2. Played the first one. Oh, it's so fun. It's good to have like a... I feel like it's kind of a bit of an old school feel. It's good to have those kind of experiences again. This is really... Oh my gosh, are they actually going to clear out? No, they aren't. Wow, good effort from our opponent. Yikes. There's a Healing Rain. Okay. Feeling a bit better. So we can Healing Rain, trade. Then we can krag'wa next turn. So I think Healing Rain, Spirit Echo is probably what we want to do. Maybe chuck Firefly down too? Oh, probably not. We don't want to get too
Feel the burn.
yeah, I don't think we'll be needing fireflies too much, just in case our opponent does have like a brawl or something pocketed.
Feel the burn.
Take shelter.
We want to be able to, you know, if our opponent does kill this, which they certainly can right now with this Super Collider, that we don't burn a card.
Your magic shall not save.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I'd love to play some Overcooked too. And I really enjoyed the Pokemon Let's Go because of the co-op.
Tiny flies, flee before me.
I think we might just go for the Tar Creeper. Lane Elemental. Maybe the Healing Rain is a bit more. Maybe the Healing Rain's a bit safer, but also if our opponent can't kill this krag'wa. Wrong placement. Wrong placement. I was gonna say if our opponent can't kill this krag'wa, we can kind of start looping these. Oh, they. Okay. Is it Alakir time? I think it's Alakir time. Is it Tonga time? I think it's Tonga time.
The calm before the storm.
We'll just get this boy out, just cycle him along. Oh, Lich King. Right, we might just have to Volcano to get rid of that. Ugh. Yeah, I think we have to. I don't think the Volcano's going to be too useful. I mean, we have two anyway. Okay. Jimbo De Niro, what's going on? Tommy Wave, lovely to see you. After such a long absence, glad you're feeling better. Oh, the hits keep coming. Just two, so that would be Rush and Rush and Death Ray, I think. As if they have another Rush minion still left in here. Yeah, it's good to be back, Jimbo. Fantastic to be back.
I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, this is the right placement for this, right? If our opponent wants to get the full cleave, they have to hit the actual Bog Shaper. And they can get a free cleave on the Bog Shaper regardless. Yeah, alright. Well, maybe we're happy we still have this Volcano. I like the green screen action. Yeah, that's what we've been working on over the past week or so whilst I've been away. We managed to cobble together a green screen for about 20 or 30 bucks. Alright, 2, 4, 9, 12, 15. Alright, did I get that right? 6, 11, 15. Yes. Or is there a better way we can do this since we have this fire elemental?
I wonder.
I don't think so. I guess we probably want to save this hex as well. And we could save this Bog Shaper with the Bog Slosher. And what's our follow-up after this volcano? Like, Farsight? Oh, we may as well Farsight now once we have the Bog Slosher.
There's little time.
Gosh, this is taking a while. Hey, didn't get my other Firefly out. It's not the biggest deal. But yeah, we cobbled together a green screen. Oh, Carly. Don't think you got any more rush mutants though, yeah. We'll save this Calamos. We might be able to get our opponent next turn if we go like Murmuring Elemental Calamos for the 6 damage twice.
Light the fuses!
Yeah, let's just go for it. Oh no, we might need the Calamos for the healing, right?
What to do?
I forget. I think we get to choose different modes with this one, right? So if we Murmuring Elemental Calamos, we can do heal and damage. Let's do heal first. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Job's done.
Alright, we in there. Our opponent leaves this Calamos in play, we get to get him with the Grumble. Impact! Uh-oh, friend. Another Spirit of the Rhino. They can't have too much left. Surprised they haven't conceded here. Sure. I mean, do we just Shudderwock?
My jaws that bite, my claws that catch.
Damn, got him. Take that, Spirit of the Rhino. Nice. Oh yeah. Maybe we should be saving the Shudderwock for
Job's done.
later opportunities. Oh, we got some box.
Almost out of cards.
Hopefully our opponent doesn't have like an Executor or something. Just make this game a bit easier.
Blade be thirsty.
Blade is thirsty, yes. Alright, our opponent taking the honourable way out. Give him the well played. Really interesting deck. I was definitely thinking it was going to be more controlling, but yeah, it did turn out to be one of the kind of mid-range warriors with the Hawkrons, Frothing Berserkers, and things like that. I think we definitely saw there kind of one of my gripes with that Spirit of the Rhino, is that it can just be a totally dead card in the late game. But our opponent did really well to stay on board in those mid game turns, put a lot of pressure on us. You know, we had to use 2 volcanoes, one of which I think we had to get off a Witch's Apprentice. So very well done by our opponent, but GG's.
Hammer.
Okay, up against the Priest. I think we'll keep this. I think it's a great selection of 1-drops. Nimbus should hope, and Witch's Apprentice will hopefully help us fill out our curve. Witch's Apprentice also quite good if our opponent has Northshire. They can't really farm the Witch's Apprentice for heals like they can the Firefly. Ooh, zap. Do hope we get to hit a sick Grumble soon.
The calm before the storm.
Ooh. Do like a Pyros. Speaking of filling out curves, the original curve filler.
Take shelter.
Unfortunately, this is where our curve stops. Hopefully we can hit like a Farsight or something off the top to just keep us active, keep us doing stuff. Topsy-turvy. Shadow Madness, yeah. Okay, was kind of afraid of Shadow Madness, but I think it's fine.
I got more.
I think we'll save this Flame Elemental for potentially to turn on some Blaze Callers. I want to zap, but also I want to cast this Grumble. I don't want to cast this Grumble next turn. None of these things matter.
Shrink your head.
And we won't be able to cast any a Blaze Caller next turn anyway, so we'll try and turn this Calamos on with a Flame Elemental eventually. Ah, the old Priest. You don't say. He is.
What to do?
Oh, this is tough, friends. It's tough. Do we go for the Reign of Toads? Or do we go for just Grumble and try and stay on curve?
I wake once more.
Pretty weak Grumble, but does put something on the board. Just very scared our opponent's going to murder us out of nowhere. They did use a Topsy-Turvy early on, though. So if this deck's playing like one Topsy-Turvy, one Inner Fire, they may... Oh dear.
What to do?
Alright, let's just get Hagatha out.
Dark spirits, twist the trees.
Our opponent's gonna start resurrecting a bunch of Pyroses.
This land.
And we're gonna get a bunch of 10-10s dropped on us. I guess we probably want to try and high roll some removal. The only issue is it does mean our Calamos isn't turned on next turn, so we might have to go for like Rain of Toads, Flame Elemental.
What is a loon's will?
Tough situation against the
Warriors of the frozen wastes.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty good. We do have some stuff we can do next turn. Farsight, we'll take Burst. No Calamos though. Can't imagine this is a good matchup for us. I think we're better off against those decks that are going to try and kill you over time, as opposed to a deck that will try and kill you out of nowhere. Okay, so there's another Inner Fire in the deck. Didn't need that one. Didn't need it. Okay, let's hope that our opponent didn't rip something good off Lich King. I think it takes like a Shadow Madness to okay. Yeah. Alrighty then.
By the elements combined!
How do we not die? I don't think we can play around Divine Spirit Inner Fire. Just leave some boys out here.
My hand is full.
Like, we could reduce this to a 9. But even if they have Divine Spirit Inner Fire to make it an 18, still are in a bit of a pit.
My claws that catch!
Oh, jeez. Alright. Alright, team. Oh, but I wanted that. It's a lot of pyroxene. Okay, okay. We're not dead, we're not dead. Ooh. Virus, okay. Zero mana bog slosher? Okay, can get behind that.
Nice to meet you.
Zero mana firefly? Can't really get behind that. Ice fishing. No. How rude. It's too many cards. Hagatha, give me too many cards. It's very much one of those how do I hold all of these limes moment. Ah. I guess we should have fired off the tidal surge on it. Jeez. Yeah. Oh well, hindsight is always 20/20 on that stuff, but opponent played well. It does seem, like I said, a pretty rough matchup as we are probably trying to just stop early aggression and then consolidate and have a better late game. But when our opponent can kind of kill us with basically any minion in their deck in one turn, as long as it's on the board, then it does make it a little bit tough for us. So GG's, well played to our opponent. Okay, we are here with InameAsOne's Shudderwock Shaman. I just played a few games with this, and overall, I was pretty impressed. It was a really fun deck to play. I love the late game power of Shudderwock, combined with a lot of these big, chunky elemental boys. Really like that. As far as the cards that we were looking out for, which was mostly Zentimo and krag'wa, I think Zentimo is definitely very lackluster. Yeah, we had to get quite lucky to even get some amount of value out of it. But I might be missing something. Maybe it's very good in certain matchups or something like that. But didn't really get too much use out of this. And krag'wa, whilst I think krag'wa was a little bit better than Zentimo, it might be a bit of overkill. You know, you saw when we did play that Shudderwock, all of a sudden we just got a massive amount of cards in hand. So, you know, I don't know how much extra value we'll be getting out of it. Though krag'wa did save us against that that warrior by allowing us to kind of recycle the healing rain. So I think I'd definitely look at cutting the Zentimo for, you know, maybe something in the early game. I was actually just saying that a card like Hot Spring Guardian could be pretty useful. A little bit of extra healing, a little bit of extra taunt is a battle cry. I'm kind of surprised it's not in here over like the Tar Creeper in the first place anyway. But But yeah, could look at doing something like that. Overall, there's plenty of cards to try in Shaman, so I'd love to see what you think. Let me know in the comments section. Of course, if you are watching this video on YouTube, all the links are down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Jump over to the Hearthstone deck article, give InameAsOne a +1. Leave a lovely comment, as I know you will. My name is Tommy Wave, and of course, all my links are down in the description as well. You can catch me live on Twitch at Tommy_Wave or on Twitter at Tommy_Wave as well. But until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, stay healthy, eat the rich, and shudder some walks. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.